Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm going to do a quick interior walkthrough of a 2024 Hyundai Kona. So the Kona is brand new this year, completely changed from what it was before, and I did drive it earlier, late last year when it first introduced, but before production started. But that was a short, quick first impression. Now I've had it for a week, so it's a very different drive. I should do a walk around video of this. I'm hoping to do that right after this. A walk around video of this to give you more drive impressions and more information on the vehicle. For now, this is just the inside of the vehicle. So anyway, I will do more drive impressions and stuff like that in that walk around. This is just the interior. We're just looking at what the interior looks like, where the switches and buttons are all located, all that good stuff. So let's just get started. All right, let's start where we usually start. Here is the door over here. So you can see window lock is here. Windows are here. The front two are automated, so you just push it once and it opens all the way, pull it up and it closes all the way. Door locks right here. Mirrors right here, so you choose which mirror you want and you adjust it there. Nice big handle that's easy to see and easy to grab right there. There is no physical door lock on this though. Looking over here, this looks like a speaker, acts like a speaker, but actually isn't a big speaker. It's a small speaker inside of a big container. This side of the dash, because it continues over like that, right? So this side of the dash can also have a little thing that's basically the size of your phone screen that shows some information. Down here is the first of the vents. Decent vents for the size of this car. It is a pretty small car, so you don't really need huge vents to keep everything going, especially since the rear has its own vents. Down here you have your dimmer switches, traction control, and hill descent control. Another thing I don't understand in this car, it does have all-wheel drive, but I don't understand why you need that. But anyway, here's the rear hatch opening, and then this is the parking brake. So you push it to release, pull to set. Down there, you can probably just see the hood release down there. Let's look at the steering wheel. So oddly, no Hyundai emblem. That's weird, right? I don't know why they omitted that from this vehicle, but whatever. These don't light up, they don't do anything. It's just that little bar with the little dots in it. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean. Over here on the left is cruise control stuff. So you can see the turn it on and off button here, the distance or following button here, and then you set, reset, or you set and speed up and slow down going up and down, and then you push it to pause or resume it. Over here is your driver information stuff. So this goes through the menus that will appear up there, and this selects stuff when the menu has multiple things in it. I'll show you more of that when we look at the dashboard. Down here, or the instrument cluster. Down here is your lane keeping. Now, I will say the lane keeping assist in this is awesome because it's not too aggressive, but it just takes the load off. That's really what it should be doing, and that's exactly what it does in this car. It just kind of takes the load off, so all you have to do is just nicely grip the wheel, move it a little bit in what direction you want, but it will keep you in the center of the lane without having to do a lot of work to make it happen. It's really great. Over here on this side, you can see it's mostly infotainment controls. So you have your mode, which mostly just changes where the audio input is. Then you have your channel up and down or song up and down, etc. So if you're streaming off your phone or something, that changes tracks. This is your favorite thing. So if you're on like Sirius XM, and a song comes on that you really like, you can like or star the channel, song, or artist, and then whenever that comes up on any other channel, it will prompt you and you can hit the button and it'll pop you over there and you can listen to it. This is the voice activation. It's decent in this car. It's like most of them still are, which is, unless you're in a luxury brand, most of them are still just prompt, answer. You go through menus. Down here is your telematics. It's telephone. It's not actually telematics, but I really like that word. So the telephone stuff here, you're basically hang up pickup, etc. You can push this if you have no phone connected, and it will prompt you to Bluetooth, so FYI. Down underneath all of that is this crazy shifter that I really don't like. So you can see, you just twist it. That's drive, that's reverse, pop it lightly and you're in neutral. There's a button on the end, and that's park. Here's my issue with this. I don't hit it with my knee, that's fine. It's a okay location. I have to duck down to see it. I'm holding the camera way lower than my head. I have to duck down to see this to shift, but you do get used to where drive and reverse are, so that's not a big deal. My issue is when I reach for that volume knob right there, I bump this a lot. I've done it like 5 times in this week, and it puts it in neutral. Real annoying that these are like that. This should be smaller or just located somewhere else. We don't really need this. This is a Hyundai thing. They're doing it in their cars. I don't like it, but whatever. I'm probably not the target market for this car, honest. Now let's look at some dongles real quick. You have paddle shifters, which is cool, and then you have your dongle here. This, by the way, this model is the gasoline model, so it's a straight up gas engine. I have driven the hybrid, which I really liked as well, and then there is a plug-in hybrid and I believe an electric version, or maybe it's just the electric version. I think it's both, that aren't out quite yet, I don't think. Anyway, let's look at this. This dongle is your, I'm trying to block the sunlight a little bit. I'm really not parked great for this. This is your wiper washers. So up and down to control the front wipers, and then how much speed you want is based on where this thing is, and there's a toggle on both sides so you can grab it either way. And then this is the rear. You just twist it to do it, and then pull to squirt, push to squirt the back window. Over here is your signal turns, because that's the order you should be using them in, and also your lighting. So up here, that's auto on the lighting. Hopefully you can see that. And then up and down for your signal turns, and then back and forth for the brights. Now, let me see if I can get this whole thing in here close enough. So you can see now, this is going to be hard to hold this camera, but here we go. So now you can see what's going on. Mileage, so speed is over there, tachometer is over there. This is the driver information screen that changes. Odometer down there, what you're in as far as gearing over there. There's the temperature outside. Here's your fuel gauge. Here's your engine temp. So I just started this car, but the engine temp stayed pretty warm. And then over there, you can see I used a fair amount of fuel. We did a little road trip in this. So I got a lot of highway time in this car, which is kind of what I was after, because when I drove it before, it was a lot of stop and go and getting around stuff because it was kind of urban and suburban driving. So really got a lot of highway miles on this and liked it. So that's a surprise. I'll do more in the walk around when I talk about that. So that's kind of what's going on here. Now, as I use these, we'll talk about what's in that middle screen. I'm sorry, these over there. I did the wrong ones. Let's talk about what's in that middle screen. Let me try to get a little closer to it. So just pushing the menu page button, which is the top button that I just showed you, you can see we just paged through a handful of things, and it just kind of, there's these 3 basic ones, and that's it. Kia vehicles will have this same screen. Now what you're looking at here is what's happening on like the tire pressure, but you see those little dots? Where'd they go? There you go. See the little dots on the right hand side? That means I can page up and down through menus on this. So you can see what's going on. Here's trips. So this is since the tank was full. So basically since I got the car. And then same difference there because they were set at the same time. And tire pressure and current. So this is since I started it. So we've been running for 8 minutes. Yeah, pretty neat. Useful information. Nothing extraneous shows up on these screens. Just a decent. So you don't really need a digital speedometer there because you have it over there. Now, moving along over here, you can see the stop start button, or the start button and turn off button. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then here's the infotainment screen. Here's another beef for me. So I had to turn the volume all the way down so I could show you this. Let's say there's a song playing. I don't know who it is. I got to click here, and then click here, and then it pops up like a pop-up and all the stuff in the background goes away, and now I can see what's playing. Good song, by the way. This is a really good song. I wish I could have the volume on right now. Anyway, that's lame. This should be over here. This should be over here. I should be able to see more info over here. That really should be what's going on, but whatever. The home screen looks like this. So it's a split. You can see your phone over here, your audio right here, and your map over here, and then you can flip through to get to the icon menus. Icons for all kinds of stuff set up over here, let you change some of the things on the driver info screen, plus what's going on here, but not what I just pointed out that I could find. And then you have a few other things here so you can just easily use it. This is a bright, easy to read, awesome screen. It's really well done, except for that. Anyway, these are going to be a little more difficult to get in screen. But anyway, here's your volume here, tuning over here, and then you have your home, which is the same as hitting that, so you can home button there. Maps, if you want to navigate, works pretty well in this car, by the way. And then search, which is searching for stuff in the infotainment, and then your media, and then you have a seek and track buttons here, a favorites button here, and a setup button here. So those are quick jumps to those menus in there. Duke's lights are in the middle, and Duke's lights are in the middle in case you have a hazard. Down here is climate control. I've turned it off for the microphone, but if you turn it on, I have it on auto. You can also manually control stuff. And then you can see what all the buttons are. I don't know if I have to explain every single one of these. Here's your defrost here. Temperature controls are these two here. These two are fan and where it's blowing. And then down below that, this is awful clever. I really like this setup. Let me show it to you. So you got your USB plugs. You can see them. USB-A, USB-A, and wireless charger down there. The charger's in the middle, which I find unfortunate. It should be to one side so that you could fit two phones here. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, here's the clever bit. So right now it's set up so if I plug my phone in, it will do data and charge. So like if I want to do like Android Auto through my phone, or I want to stream music off Spotify or something, I can plug it in and do that here without using the Bluetooth or whatever. Or I can stream from my phone if I want to do like mapping from my phone or whatever. Or I can push this and now it's charge only. It won't pop up a bunch of screens asking if I want to run whatever, Apple CarPlay or stuff. Then over here you have this indicates the key charger is on. So if this wireless charger is doing something, this will indicate that. And then this is a power only plug. And then push this in, 12 volt. Put it back, goes away. It's pretty cool. Anyway, now going below that down here, you can see we have bun warmers and coolers, and on the passenger side, steering wheel heaters right here, auto hill hold right here. I like to call this launch control. It's not really what it is, but that's a cooler name. Anyway, that's just your standard auto hill hold if you happen to need it. Very rarely do you need this sort of thing, but there it is. Over here you have your mirror or your cameras. So you push this, cameras come up on the screen. Whoops. I don't need that. There you go. Cameras come up on the screen. You can also use it to use the semi-automated parking system. That was the pop-up that came up. You just tell it that that's what you want to do. You hold this down and it goes into the automatic parking mode. Down here is your parking radars. So if you go through, you know, like a drive-through or a automated car wash or something, and the radars start going nuts, you can just turn them off like that. These are on by default, so every time you turn off the car and start it back up, these will come back on. It doesn't remember what you had before, and I feel that's perfectly fine. It is a safety thing. Now let's look at storage. This is something that I think Hyundai is awesome at. So I can stow these. If I can get them to roll in, there we go. I can stow these and have this big spot to drop something. Like if I don't have a drink with me, I can drop, you know, my wallet, a purse, whatever. I can drop a bunch of stuff down in here. But when I do get a drink, I can do the Star Trek thing. Just make the whoosh sound with me. Whoosh. Whoosh. Whoops. Whoosh. It's like the first generation Star Trek doors. Remember that? They just come flying out. Anyway, I remember as a kid watching that show and always wondering, you know, what if somebody's standing where the door is? Does it just cut them in half? Anyway, pretty neat. Then looking at the seating, it's not very good lighting, so I don't know how much you can see here, but this is kind of a faux leather. It's vented, of course, because these are vented, and then it's black on black on black stuff. There are some nice little trim points. I like the brushed aluminum going across there. I really like this shelf, highly useful. There are drink holders in the door. You can get a big bottle in there if you want, so that's cool. And then going to the back. The back seats are a good size for the size of the vehicle. I've had 4 of us in here, so my kids back there plus 1 up front, all good. And then I'll show you a picture of the cargo area. Cargo area is good, lots of space back there. Useful space, that's what matters in a vehicle like this. So there you go, sitting here in this car, greenhousing it because I had to turn off the climate. I'm starting to get really hot. But that's it. That's the interior walkthrough of the 2024 Hyundai Kona. I really like this vehicle. I think they did a good job of matching the market for this vehicle. I'm not that market, but I can imagine who is, and I know people that would fit this vehicle, and I think it's great. It's a really good fit. So, yeah, I think that's it. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.